My name is Dillon Walker, and this is my Humanities presentation of learning. The name of my slideshow and project is Trap Trials to Transition, by me, of course. So, intro. My name is Dillon Walker, as I just previously stated. I'm a sophomore here at Morrison High School, and this is my second year in the Humanities Academy. So, for this year, my project was basically finishing up my project from last year, and I'm just going to tell a little about my project from last year. So, my project last year was going out and thrifting and finding bargain or cheap clothes to then put together outfits and style of various amount of styles for my friends. So, I chose that project by identifying two of my favorite things, thrifting and styling clothes, and then I worked to figure out a way to combine the two. So then how I ended up getting to like the point where I am now and basically trying to wrap up my project, I realized that I had a major part of it done in year one, and I wanted just to use year two in order to tie up loose ends and complete the project. However, in year two, I realized that I was facing various roadblocks once reaching year two, and motivation was lacking, and it was just hard to work on my project, what I found. So my project process, last year I was selecting and adjusting clients, went through the clothes purchased in the previous year, and then I reassigned each one a new style and gave them clothes that went with that style. However, the problem with that is that it was really hard to get everybody together, and when getting everybody together, I realized I was like struggle with like basically getting everybody on board, whether that be finding a location or finding a time that worked for everybody, since everybody was so busy. So my presentation. So how I plan to present my project. So originally I wanted to do a fashion show and Instagram page, and that was like my goal for last year and what I was really set on. But further down the road in my year two, I realized that the drive wasn't there to really present the project in this way, and that I had started to like decrease in my passion for the project that I was so in love with in my year one. So what I learned from all of this. I learned humility, courage, and flexibility, which are three of the habits of mind. So, humility, when it comes to humanities, I had a sense of like complete certainty in year one, and I knew exactly what I wanted to do, when I wanted to do it, and how I wanted it to go. And there was a big shift regarding a plan and a goal in year two, because that same stuff that I wanted to do in year one and the same stuff I was so set on to do in year one, it completely changed. And it was just a hard thing for me to do because I didn't really want to do and didn't have the zeal to do it anymore. So this then went to developing the feeling of humility and basically trying to like cope and deal with the fact that wow, I was so certain about this project and now I'm not even working on it anymore because I don't have the passion to work on it, which basically like made me feel humility because I was just like I put in all this work and now I feel like I just kind of gave that up, but like in the same sense wasn't passionate about it and wasn't like really interested in anymore. So this then went to acting on the feeling of humility and realizing that since this project isn't what I want it to be anymore, I really have to go out and like change and realize that it's okay that I no longer am so passionate about the project and that it's okay that there's been a change and I want to change because that's over time that's what'll happen in some cases. So when it came to humility outside of humanities, I work at the neighborhood house in Morristown, and I'm an assistant teacher. So there's a head teacher also. So being an assistant teacher to a head teacher at work, the idea of compromise comes into play, whether that be deciding what the kids are going to do for the day, knowing when to just comply with the head teacher, and that'll be like if the head teacher wants to do something and maybe I'm not like so fond of it, just like going with it basically and having that humility to be able to do that, and then also the ability to accept when you're wrong because there'll be times where I'll be so set on something and want to do something, and then I realize that that's not going to be able to work out. And being able to accept that is basically a huge goal. And knowing that I now can accept that when I'm wrong, it's really showed that I actually learned humility. So, courage in humanities. So, during feedback night, there are four quotes that really stuck out to me. This was just say go, you just have to do it, just jump right in and stop hesitating. I wanted to do stuff for this project, and I realized that everybody was telling me that I just had to do it. But then I further realized that the reason I couldn't do it and the reason I was holding back so much is because I really didn't have the passion to do it. And that played a big role in me not just doing it or just saying go or just hesitating like the way I was. So I realized that even though I was going out there and saying, "Oh, I want to do this," but and making excuses for myself, within me, I knew that I just really wasn't as passionate about this project, and that's the reason I wouldn't just say go. So, courage outside of humanities. I am the drill captain of the Unity Steppers Morristown team, and I learned courage outside of humanities by being a team captain on the drill team. So I know I learned courage by earning respect and not demanding it, and showing that I can be a leader, and I know I can be a leader through the fact that the steppers respect me, and I don't have to like demand respect or like raise my tone or anything like that. Also, disciplining children as a teenager. Since I work with kids that are maybe 7, 8, like don't like even though I'm double their age, since I'm younger than the other teachers, they might see me as like not as whether that be mature or whether that be authoritative. So courage played a role in that because I realized that I was really gonna have to step up my leadership in order to be able to discipline those children and be able to gain their respect and allow them to listen to me. Also, courage played a role in participating in routines that I wasn't used to in drill as well. So I'm the only boy on that Unity Shepherd's drill team, so sometimes the routines aren't what I'm looking to do or what I really wanted to do when it comes to drill team. But it takes courage to go out and learn them and still give my full like effort in learning them and in performing them because I know that's what I have to do as a captain of the drill team, and it's taking me courage to really do that so that I know I've learned it. Here's a picture of my drill team. We had one in Morristown on stage, and basically, I actually got a $500 prize. We were Morristown's the audience choice. So that and right next to me is actually my coach, and then some of the team captains and just some of the team members. And you can see we're all happy here, and it's just great. And I know that outside of school, outside of humanities, I've learned these habits because of them, and I realize that I've shown these habits because of them. My next habit is flexibility in humanities. So adapting to situations that don't go as planned has been a big thing. So when I realized that the fashion wasn't really my passion anymore, and that I wasn't as like I didn't have that zeal to do it anymore, I tried to accommodate my feelings and emotions in order to basically do something and not like sit there and like be upset that I didn't get to finish this project that I wanted to do in year one. So flexibility also played a role in having multiple clients with different interests. I would have to like accommodate each person for what they wanted and stuff like that, and realizing that everybody is different and I'm gonna have to help and like interact with everybody differently because everybody is different. And then flexibility also played a role in my project as a year one versus a year two. In year one, as I said, I knew exactly what I wanted to do, knew exactly how it was gonna go. And then in year two, it's like all that like wiped clear. Like I didn't know what I wanted to do, lost my passion, and it just wasn't going as I planned. So it took flexibility to be able to combat that. Okay, moving on to my next slide that involves flexibility in humanities. Oh, I'm sorry, outside of humanities is also related to me working at the NABE. So at the NABE, I work with a surplus of children. So that's all different types of kids, different races, ages. And I know I've learned flexibility because I accommodate those various children in various ways. And no, realizing that just like every adult and every person is different, every kid is different, even the more because everything is always changing in their lives, and they always have new passions and new interests. So working with them and being able to accommodate that and basically like adapting to how they want things done because they are the kids, and the reason I'm working is because of them. And I realized that not generalizing the kids is also a big part of it, and being flexible with how I'm interacting with each one and knowing like, oh, this one is going to want to do this, or this one's going to want to do this, and that's just a big part of it as well. Lastly, throughout this year, I feel like there was a lot more learning mentally and emotionally rather than excelling in the physical and material things, and I'm actually really thankful for that. Because even though I don't have some big shiny thing at the end that would basically show like, oh, I did this fashion thing, I realized that in my heart and like in my head, it's really that I love working with kids, and I realized that through, after you've seen with all my habits of mind, they ended up in the outside of me working with children and being with children like all the time, and realizing that I don't have a passion for fashion as I really used to, but it's more I have a passion for working with kids, and this has gone into me in my thoughts, whether that be like thinking of career choices and stuff like that. And it's just really been like a drastic change, but being able to accept that change has been really major, and I'm really thankful for that. So thank you guys for all watch. Thank you all for watching.